We got Kurt Holobaugh back here on the program. He's going to be taking on Shane Burgos at UFC 230 on November 3rd. Kurt, what's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, how's it going, James? Thanks for having me on, man.
No problem.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, it's great to talk to you as well, man. We've been doing these for a couple of years now. I got to know, you're in the car right now. Where are you headed to?
I'm actually headed out to California. Brandon Davis and Jason Knight, two guys that are, locally down here, a short drive from me and right there in Mississippi. I had reached out to Brandon because I know he's always going to the Performance Institution, and I was seeing if he was going to be out there because I would have went out there because I had to have somebody to train with, and he said he was going to be in California. And I said, well, I was actually going to be in California around that same time, and he said he's going to be at Alpha Male. So I'm like, all right, well, the last time I was in California, I trained a little bit at CSA gym out there, which is an awesome gym. I'm hoping to stop back by there also. But I'm hoping to get some work out there with Alpha Male, Jason Knight, and Brandon Davis, and Knight on the same card as me here at UFC 230. So there and get some work in.
That's very cool. That's so cool that you guys are sort of all going together, training out in California. And we'll get to the training camp in a sec because I'm very interested in that. But we obviously had UFC 229 this past weekend. Unfortunately, I mean, it was a great event. It was probably the event of the year. And then obviously we know what happened after the main event with Khabib Nurmagomedov. Just as a fellow UFC fighter, what was your reaction when you saw Khabib Nurmagomedov jump out of the cage and the brawl that ensued?
My reaction was Khabib is definitely about it. That dude, don't tell him he won't do anything. Don't tell him he won't meet up with anybody because as he goes to show, he don't care. He'll do whatever he has to do to get his point across.
Okay. Were you disappointed in his actions, or did you feel like, with all of Conor's trash talk, that he sort of deserved that, his teammate anyways?
Yeah, I can't say I was disappointed in it. Sometimes Conor can push the wrong buttons, and I think that's what he did, with all the talking about the religion and his father and all of that. And I think, Khabib just snapped. It could happen to anybody. And, I don't really hold Khabib to anything. He did what he did. He proved a point, and, he also proved he was the man.
Let's talk about your last fight, UFC Fight Night 133 in July. I know things didn't go your way in that one. What did you take away from that performance that you can bring into this fight?
I just need to train harder. I thought I had a really good training camp. Everything went perfect for the last fight. No injuries. I trained hard. It's just maybe I didn't train hard enough. I feel like I started to slow down a little bit, and I got comfortable as I was slowing down, and that's when I got caught.
Okay.
So everything's been full force on this training camp. I feel good, and I'm just trying to finish these last couple weeks out hard.
You're taking on Shane Burgos, very tough guy, 10-1 record. How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I like the matchup. We both got similar styles. I think he's a better matchup of me than Raoni Barcelos was. So I can see this fight being a very entertaining fight. I can see this fight possibly going the distance or definitely going into the later rounds. But I definitely think I can win.
And Burgos hasn't fought since January when he lost to Calvin Kattar. Do you feel like that a little bit of a layoff that he had there is going to affect him in this fight?
I don't think so. I guess some people are different. As you see, Barcelos had a long layoff. He went through some surgeries, and I thought he felt and looked just as good as he's ever did, maybe even a little bit better. So, you never really know with the ring rust thing. So I don't 100% think that it's going to affect him any.
Okay. Let's talk about training camp. So by the sounds of it, you train at home for the first half of this camp, and then I guess the last part of it, you're going to be in California, if I'm hearing you correctly.
Yeah, normally I do all my training down here. For the last fight I got down to Biloxi, got some rounds in with Brandon Davis a few times. Work with my coaches down here. Now I did go to California probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I hit the CSA gym and work with some of the guys over there. So, I figured I'd be going back, and then when Brandon and them said they would be down there, I'm like, all right, I definitely need to try to get down there and get some work in with you guys, and, that's where I'm at it.
You mentioned the PI earlier. That's in Vegas. Have you been to the PI before?
Yeah, I went to the Performance Institution when they was doing the Contender Series, whenever they brought us all down to
That's
do
right.
the video and all that good stuff. I got a chance to visit it, and I'm just want to change up a few things and try to do some stuff different, you know. And you know, I know Brandon. He's always on the road. He's always traveling around doing different things. And you know, I've been talking to him a good bit lately. And you know, I asked him if he was going to be out there, and he said he was. I think he was going to Vegas for the 229, and then he was going straight to California. And my girlfriend actually lives out in California right now, so I figured, okay, well, I'm going to be down there anyway, and that's why I was looking for a gym. That's the whole reason I went to CSA the first time. So I knew since I was going to be down there for 2 weeks, I was definitely going to try to hook up with Alpha Male and those guys and get some good work in.
Good stuff. Do you know who you'll be training with down there, or I guess you just go down there and see who's available?
Yeah, you know, the last time I went, I really wanted to get out the Alpha Male, but I didn't really get the chance. I didn't know anybody to hit up for that. But my managers was Sucker Punch. You know, they got some ties with CSA Gym and amazing gym, so I was able to get out there and do a little bit of work, and I love that. So, you know, hopefully I can be back and forth and visit both gyms. I hear a lot of guys always cross-train between the two since both of them are so big. And, you know, hopefully I can get out there and get some good work in. That's what I plan on.
How do you navigate all that with the traveling and everything? You know, because you're a dad, you know, how do you sort of manage that with, you know, being away from the kids?
You know, it's hard, but, you know, my parents, they help me out with everything. And a lot of this would be extremely hard to do if I didn't have their help. So, like I got my dad here bringing me to the airport, or bringing me to catch my ride to the airport. So, you know, with them helping me out, it really makes things easy. I have a house right beside my mom and them. So whenever I leave, my kids get on and off the bus at the house. They go straight to my mom's, and my mom and them will handle them from there.
How do you see this fight playing out on November 3rd?
You know, I definitely see it going into later rounds because Burgos, he's good, man. He's good. He's proved he's good. He's got really good boxing on the feet, and I think I'm good on the feet also. So it could come down to the same thing as the Barcelos fight did. You know, our chins are gonna be tested, and it's gonna be whoever can cause one another to fade out a little bit first, and enough just to land that one big shot. So that could be all it takes.
Where do you feel like a win over Burgos puts you in the division? Because, again, I know you're coming off that loss, but Burgos is a pretty hyped-up prospect. That would be a really big victory for you.
Yeah, of course. That victory would be huge. And I think it throws me right back, maybe even the top 20 in the UFC. You know, I thought coming in to this last fight, I was maybe a top 20 guy just from being, you know, champion outside the UFC and having a great record and, you know, fighting a lot of very tough guys. So I think that definitely throws me back in the top 20, 25th, 25, something like that. You know, there's a lot of great fighters in that division, but, you know, hopefully one at a time I can all get a shot at them.
We're looking forward to this card, man. It's huge. November 3rd, it's UFC 230. Kurt, always appreciate the time, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media. And if you have any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I always appreciate the interviews, James. They're always great interviews. And, yeah, you know, let me thank some of my local sponsors that, you know, even though we're in the UFC and we can't rep these sponsors inside the cage, they stay backing me since day one. K-Ray Construction, you know, those guys have been with me since day one. My good friend Frank with Creole Tomato out in Mandeville, man, great food. Anytime somebody's in the Beta Springs, Mandeville area, feel free to hit up Creole Tomato. Security Technology Services, where I work now, and I still, you know, install alarms and stuff like that. So if anybody in our Hammond, Amite area, Baton Rouge, wherever needs an alarm, I'm your guy. Hit me up for that. And, you know, you can find me on Instagram, Kurt Holobaugh, Facebook, Kurt Holobaugh, same thing as Twitter. Everything's under my name, Kurt Holobaugh. Go hit me up and let me know if you have any questions.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.